is an operating system? First of all, an operating system is a set of programs designed to run the other programs on a computer. Basically, it's a firmware. OS security generally refers to the protection of information stored as well as the data that is dealt in real time while using a computer system. Securing an operating system depends upon how the system is being used by the administrator and how it is maintained. Operating system security, in other words, we call it as OS security, is the process of ensuring operating system integrity, confidentiality, and availability. OS security refers to specified steps or measures that are to be used to protect the operating system from threats, viruses, worms, malware, or remote hacker intrusions. OS security encompasses all preventive control techniques which safeguard any computer assets capable of being stolen, edited, or deleted if the OS security is compromised. We'll see some of the security threats, possible threats in OS. The main security threats of OS are unauthorized access, unauthorized use of resources, theft of confidential information, malicious modification, viruses, denial of service. To secure an operating system and to avoid the security breaches, following precautions must be taken. There are some security components discussed here. They are BIOS security, user account security, data security, antivirus security, and finally firewall. BIOS is the boot menu where a machine selects an operating system to boot. BIOS settings can be done securely using a password to ensure that nobody can change the settings other than the user, or nobody is allowed to load any other operating system. Through this, sometimes one can hack the user's account or password. But when setting up, one has to be very careful. The password can be set only for BIOS and not for booting. Sometimes if we forget that, then it is impossible to boot the system. The second one is a user account security. Most of us log in through only passwords, that is our accounts and passwords. But it is less secure due to the reason that we use only simple passwords for any of the logins and they can be easily guessed. So complex passwords using the alphanumeric character, symbols, uppercase and lowercase letters can be set. Generally, strong passwords must be used so that they cannot be guessed or cracked by various brute force attacks or dictionary attacks. The next in operating system security is data security. We have explored this, discussed this in many times. Data security, once again, I would insist upon that. Data security is quite important because private and confidential data needs better protection mechanisms to avoid the danger of data stealth. It can only be done if data is locked or encrypted. Sensitive data must be protected with a strong password and at the same time a high secure encryption method. For example, it may be a 128-bit or 256-bit method. Another method called BitLocker. This generally comes with Windows by default. And there are many other data security software available on the internet. These things can be used to provide data security. The next one is the antivirus security. Antivirus is a software that generally plays a vital role in OS security, and it is not generally preloaded in any system. A good antivirus program having a good threat sense technology is generally required to secure the system. It secures or protects the system from viruses, Trojan, worms, spywares, keyloggers, link exploits, etc. The next one that is important in OS security is firewall. We have already discussed about it in many occasions. Once again, I would like to say a few words about it. Firewall is once again a security wall between the network and the OS. Every connection to outside and inside the OS both requires permission from firewall. So, firewall must be installed in the organization to break the unwanted programs getting access to the network, and it should be restricted from sending and receiving data over the network. Problems in operating system security. Operating systems are the core in the computing environment, and they provide the users a common and easy to use interface to the hardware and the software installed on a computer system. Exploits in operating system code wreak havoc the computers, and they give hackers the ability to steal the data and damage both the hardware and the software. So, operating system security is crucial, and it protects the central control of the system. Operating systems use multi-programming concepts, which involves the sharing of many resources like processors, memory, I/O devices, programs and data. Protection of such resources happen in any one of the following means: no protection, isolation, share all or nothing, share via access limitations, share via dynamic capabilities, and finally limit use of an object. No protection means it may be adequate if sensitive procedures are run at separate times. In isolation, it implies that entities operate separately from each other in the physical sense. Third one, share all or nothing, implies that an object is either totally private or totally public. Share via access limitations. This implies that different entities enjoy different levels of access to an object, maybe at the discretion of the owner. Now, the OS acts as a guard between the entities and the objects to enforce correct access. Share via dynamic capabilities. This extends the farmer to allow rights to vary dynamically. The last one is limit use of an object. This implies that not only access to the object is controlled, but also the use to which it may be put also has varying capability across the entities. Now, let's move on to computer security classification. As per the US Department of Defense Trusted Computer Systems Evaluation Criteria, there are 4 security classifications in computer systems. They are named as A, B, C, and D. This is widely used to specify and to determine the model of the security systems and the security solutions. Let's see them in brief. Type A. This is the highest level. It uses formal design specifications and verification techniques. This is considered a high degree of assurance of process security. Type B. This provides mandatory protection system. It attaches a sensitivity label to each object. The labels are of further 3 types. B1. This maintains the security label of each object in the system, and the label is used for making decisions to access control. B2 extends the sensitivity labels to each system resources such as the storage objects and the covered channels and auditing of events. B3 allows creating lists of user groups for access control to grant access or revoke access to a given named object. Type 3. This provides protection under user accountability using audit capabilities. Further, it is of 2 types. C1 is the first one, C2 is the second one. C1 incorporates controls so that users can protect their private information and keep other users from accidentally reading or deleting their data. Unix versions are mostly class C1. C2. This adds on individual level access control to the capabilities of C1 level systems. The fourth category is Type D. This is the lowest level and it ensures minimum protection. MS-DOS and Windows 3.1 version fall under this category. There are many key elements of security listed during the course in week 1. Some important elements to start with are information security, network security, and operating system security. The significance and the challenges in these security types are discussed in this week, and the following weeks deal rest of the other types. Thank you.